Hey, good evening everybody. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make butter. This is a very simple recipe. All you need is 2 cups of whipping cream and a half a teaspoon of sea salt. For the mixer, I'm using my stand mixer because it's quicker. You could use a rotary beater type, or you could actually probably use a whisk if you're willing to put in that much effort. I just find this a lot quicker. I got my 2 cups of whipping cream measured here, and for this definitely I use a beater attachment. And so just pour the cream in the bowl. Just sprinkle the sea salt over the top of the cream. Secure that in place and start on low. Depending on how much time you want to take, you can start it at low or 1 notch up. And it'll take longer, but the higher you put it, the more it'll splash. So if you are wanting to speed things up, what you should do is get a clean kitchen towel and just put that over the top, and you can turn that up. And I'll show you when I take the towel off in a minute what kind of splashing you get. You can see it's all splashed up the side there. And honestly, I did it at slow speed most of the time, except when I'm rushed, and I do find it comes out better. I think maybe because it does mix longer. This has been going for about 5 minutes. Now, what you should do every few minutes, I let it go for at least 5, is what I call a splash test, where I wipe down, I scrape down the side of the bowl with a spatula, and then turn it up briefly and see if it's under control. Now if it's splashing up the bowl, but it's not splashing up so bad that you'd have to get out your towel and cover it, just leave it at that higher speed because it's going to make it go just so much quicker. And if you already did get your towel dirty, I'd set your alarm for another 5 minutes and just pop that on. Well, I can hear the sound change, so I'm going to turn it down first before I take the towel off. That way you avoid a mess. Okay, this is thickened up quite a bit. Just give you a zoom here. This is enough that you should be able to turn it up quite a bit. Actually, maybe even 1 more notch without risking any splash. What I will do is take a minute now to scrape down the bowl into the center so that when the emulsion does break, everything mixes in right away. And you don't have butter in the bottom and then you're chasing cream up the side of the bowl. I did turn it down a notch because I had a fair amount of liquid splashing out. And I can also see from the texture, when the cream starts to get grainy like that, it's going to break fairly soon. I'm going to turn it down 1 more notch because it's starting to spray again, and just scrape the sides down for the last time. You can actually start to see it forming on the beaters. You can see the liquid separating from the fat now. Butter is nearly ready. And if you did decide to leave it covered and walk away, you can hear the very distinctive sound it makes when it breaks completely. And now I'm going to turn that down right away because it's just going to splash everywhere. What I do want to do is beat it at low speed for another half a minute or so to make sure that all the buttermilk has come out. This minimizes the time you have to spend washing it. Now, some people reuse this buttermilk. Personally, I tasted it, and perhaps it's because I use sea salt to make mine instead of normal salt, because I find it tastes better when you're finished. But I do find that the liquid is far too salty to use in anything, though some references do suggest keeping it to make pancakes with, but you can only keep that for a day or so. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this off and bring this up here so you can see it. So there's the butter. And I'll just pop this down here to not splash around too much. Then I'm going to wash it in the bowl under cold water. Now, everybody has their own preferences for these kind of things. For this, I always use gloves. That way I make sure the butter is cleaner and it stays fresher longer. I personally keep mine in the fridge. It only keeps for a few days because it's really fresh, though I think you could freeze it, though why you'd want to is beyond me. Just make more, it doesn't take that long. You could use a strainer for this if you're worried about losing any of the butter. Some of that looked like it might fall out, so I just got the gloves on to be sure. So just pour that out, or into a bowl if you're going to keep it. So there is your unwashed butter. See, it even looks like it doesn't even need food color or anything. Put some very cold water in there and rinse it. What you're looking for is to have the water come clear. So I kind of chase down any stray bits and make sure it's all in one piece. Give that a squeeze. So I'm going to pour all that water off. Put more water over it. And then what you want to do is you want to squeeze the butter until any water that's coming out of it is clear. Because if you've got buttermilk in the butter when you put it in the fridge, it will go bad very rapidly. Any water droplets that I can see on the butter now are clear, so I'm satisfied that this is ready. Just put in a bowl and pop in the fridge. So there you go. How to make your own butter. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.